back, man.
Hey, man, it's a beautiful day.
And it's a special day.
Yeah, what's the special day? Go ahead. Why don't you let the people know what day it is, my brother?
Man, it's Independence Day, man, in America. It's the 4th of July, man. Fireworks and barbecue, man.
Okay, Independence Day. Is that the day you finally moved out your mama house? Like when you were younger?
Man.
You moved out on 4th of July?
I didn't move out. She kicked me out.
She kicked you out? Why she kick you
It
out?
was the 4th of July.
Oh, Lord. You must have ate up all the ribs.
Yeah, I did, and the baked beans. I think I farted out that way, man.
Wow.
Farted my way out the house, man.
Man, yeah, that's terrible. I don't think the people really wanted to hear that.
Fart.
Okay.
All
right, but do they ride around listening to people talk about it? Is the thing.
They are now.
Hey, well, let's hope.
Please don't go nowhere.
Hey, let's hope. But listen, everybody. It is the 4th of July of 2025. So look, in honor of us filming on the 4th of July, I want to talk about some things that's been real explosive. Some real fireworks. You know what I'm saying? You kind of talked about something explosive right before it, but we don't want to talk into that type of explosion. All right, let's talk about some explosive, man, sports things that's happening right now around the league, but also in the city of Atlanta. We'll just start there. We got some, what?
I got Hawk fever, man.
You got Hawks fever.
I got Hawks fever after the moves we made. I don't care what none of y'all say. I don't care what you say. I don't care what Doug say. I don't care what y'all say. I'm excited about the Hawks moves.
Okay, and why did you have to say you don't care what we say? Like we're.
I mean, it's really not
on.
you. Because, I mean, you kind of been on board, but it's a certain individual in this room that kind of been hating. He done drunk a whole haterade full of
Has he really?
Yeah.
Or does he just have his perspective?
He just got his perspective on the black quarterbacks in the Hawks, man. I don't know what's
man. How we go to the look anyway?
That's just how he is.
Listen, man. Right now, it's been some fireworks happening around the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes.
Right, the Atlanta Hawks went right in before free agency. The Atlanta Hawks went and made a trade. And they got
for the draft too.
Hey man, they went and got Kristaps Porzingis, brought him in. Then they go into the draft. Number 13, we thought that they had picked Derek Queen. They trade the pick and get a lottery pick unprotected from the Pelicans for next year.
And a good player.
Hey man, then they draft Newell from the University of Georgia, and then free agency kicked off. And with free agency, man, they brought in Walker from the Wolves. And then they brought in Luke Kennard, a three-point specialist, man. So how do you feel about these explosive, firework-worthy moves that the Atlanta Hawks have just made in the offseason?
Hey, and I'm finna go into that. And you forgot, man, they got rid of Terrence Mann's messed up contract, man. He had a contract with like 3 years left, and there was a lot of money on that. And we got rid of that. That's part of the reason why we gave that first-round pick to Brooklyn for them to take on his salary. Okay. So that was part of the whole three-way trade. So that in itself gave us a chance to make these moves that you just said, freed up a lot of cap space.
Okay. All right.
And so I think that we're one more move away from being where we need to be competitive into the playoffs and maybe make a run at the finals. I'm not saying we're going to the finals, but we can get there. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, one of the main things with these Atlanta Hawks has been health. A lot of us are counting Jalen Johnson, man. Shout out to Jalen Johnson.
Shout out, JJ.
Really, really, really excellent player, but he has to stay healthy.
Yes.
And he has not stayed healthy since he's been in the NBA. And that's a big thing. And then we got Porzingis. He doesn't stay healthy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like we're making moves headed in the right direction. A lot of it still is, it's dependent on if we're going to stay healthy or not. It's depending on if we can keep the players on the court or not.
And we got a backup point guard that I feel can do good, and he has health issues, Kobe Buffkin. I feel like this, man. I'm looking at Kobe Buffkin coming in. All right, this is all in a perfect world in my eyes, all right? So I'm excited because I'm assuming everybody's going to stay healthy. I'm assuming we're going to get 75% of the games from Porzingis. All right, in a perfect world, Kobe Buffkin's available. He's going to play. Okay. He's going to be what we think he can be. He's going to be a formidable backup point guard that can score, that can hit the three. I like his game. Hopefully he can stay healthy and it transitions to this year. All right, Jalen Johnson, I feel like is an all-star player already at this point. I feel like he's only going to get better. If he can stay healthy, I feel like that's going to send us in the direction. He could be our number 2 scorer. All right, Zachary Risacher, he's put on about 20 pounds worth of muscle since the offseason. He's out there working out. I feel like he's only going to improve. He could be our, 3rd, 4th leading scorer. All right, Porzingis, We got people that can shoot the three now. It reminds me of when we went to the Eastern Conference Finals. We had people that could shoot the three. We had Bogey, we had Gallinari, and we had Herter, and they pretty much hit their threes consistently. Now we got Porzingis, we got Kennard, and we got the kid from Minnesota that can hit their
Walker.
Walker, that they can 40% threes from what they've been in their career. All right, and then you got JJ that can hit the three a little bit. You got Zachary Risacher that can hit the three. We got Trey to hit the three, but we have three people that's over 40%. That can definitely hit their threes. So when Trey's driving and kicks them out, that can get us into the playoffs deep. So I'm looking forward to that. So in a perfect world, man, if everything stays healthy, I see us having a deep bench and going far in the playoffs.
Okay, I mean another thing that Walker brings to the table, he brings some defense to the table. You put him and Dyson Daniels out there on the floor together. You got two of the better defenders in the league. We know what Dyson Daniels was this year. I mean, boy, he was awesome. You know what I mean?
When Dyson played, you saw that it was contagious that the other people was getting steals. I think Trey had the highest amount of steals that he averaged his whole career in Atlanta. I think he had 1 point something steals per game, if I remember correctly. I'll look it up. I don't want to give out wrong facts. Can you look that up, Doug? How many steals that Trey Young had this past year? But that's only gonna get better. I remember last year when Minnesota's playing Dallas, they said they had some of the best wing defense in the league. They were long and lengthy. I think now that we probably do Trey's our weak link, but with Dyson Daniels and the kid from what's his name, Walker, the Walker kid, I feel like we're really gonna be able to play some really good defense, man. And then Porzingis, he's 7'2". All he gotta do is just hold his arms up, man. You know what I'm saying?
He got to do a little more than that. But I feel like I'm out there with my kids. I just put my hands up and it just alters their shot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he is a pretty decent shot blocker, and he can affect some shots when people drive in. If he has some help, if he brings some help defense, it will affect some shots with people driving. The Hawks gave up too many points in the paint. They gave up too many threes, but I mean, they definitely have given up too many points in the paint, if you ask me, over the last few years. But the defense, hopefully we can get real stingy. So let me ask you this. How do you feel about our draft pick? How do you feel about Newell?
Man, I am super excited about him. He's an effort guy, plays defense. He reminds me of maybe like a John Collins. I can see he kind of can create his own shot. I've been looking a little bit more in his high school highlights. He can drive to the basket and create his own shots. But I'm seeing a little John Collins, but he said he patterns his game behind Jaren Jackson from Memphis.
Okay.
So he really said he's really a big fan of Jaren Jackson. He tried to pattern his game behind him. So if he put on a little bit more weight, man, he's what, 6'10", power forward. And I was watching him, man. He played with Cooper Flagg, he played with Queen, and he played with the other kid that got drafted late. What's his name? I can't remember his name. He got drafted a little later than what he wanted to go, but all four of Cooper Flagg's teammates got drafted in the first round.
Okay.
And so they all played on the same team in high school.
Okay.
And so, I mean, that goes to say a lot, man. If you playing with great, I think they never lost a game in high school. If you playing on that level, man, that's a kind of a swag, a cockiness that you bring into the team. That's a kind of mentality that you bring into the team.
Yeah, I mean, mentality is important.
And I think he has that mentality, and he's gonna work. And you know, he was at 39% on the threes. He's only gonna get better.
Nah, was he 39? I think he like 29%.
29%.
I'm gonna say, boy, he would have been drafted much higher if he was 39.
29%, 30%, and I think his room to grow.
Well, I mean, he's definitely gonna have to grow. We'll see. I mean, I already know that Cal Corver and the team, they gonna get him in. They gonna work with him. I mean, you look at what Big O has been able to do from the 3-point line since he got in the league. He's still not like somebody that's a big threat, but O can't, like, if you pass it to him out there, O will mess around and hit it on you. You know what I mean? So hopefully they can get Newell to where he's at least somewhat of a threat. Where if you pass it to him, all right, we can't leave him so open because the big fella will hit it every now and then. So we'll see. Saying all that, right? How do you feel Trey Young is feeling right now? If you could go in the mind of Trey Young right now after these moves made, what do you think is going through his mind?
I'm gonna say this, man. I got a chance to meet Trey Young, talk to him. He's a positive person, man. Like, I think all the negativity that we've heard about this, it's always come from the media. We've never really heard Trey speak out of his mouth. We've heard his father speak, you know, and we kind of get the feelings of his father saying things, but that don't mean it's still Trey. You understand what I'm saying? So by his actions, I feel like he's super excited. He was the first person in the first row at Ace's press conference.
That he was.
He went to the ladies' best of the Dream. Mm-hmm. He was at the Dream game, first row, holding a little basketball with the sparkles in it, man. You know what I'm saying? The bedazzled basketball, he had that. He's tweeting out good things. I think he's excited about the play. Like, they're building this team around Trey. The team is being built around Trey Young. Everything, all his strengths, the lobs, the kicking it to the threes, defense that covers his weakness. This team is built around Trey Young this time.
So we just had the information coming back. You asked the steals. Trey Young, 91 steals this past season.
How many did that average per
I know
game?
Dyson Daniels, I think, put up like 229.
Yeah, so Trey.
Yeah.
Trey had averaged 1 steal per game. That's the best of his career.
Man. Boy,
that's how much
Trey wasn't getting no steals. Boy, he was getting as many steals as the people coming in watching the game.
And so that's a good one. That's a good one. And so what I'm trying to say is that Dyson Daniels fit.
Come to the game, be a fan, get as many steals as Trey Young.
And I bet if Doug does his research, I'm not gonna ask him to do it. If you really looked at everybody steal, I think everybody on the whole team steals went up, man. It had that.
Well, the defensive intensity definitely went up with Dyson Daniels. So in a perfect world, as you said, Porzingis stays healthy and can be healthy when we need him the most.
75% of games played for him would be fine. Playoffs.
Jalen Johnson, stay healthy. Big O continues to take a leap.
Yes. I didn't even talk about Big O. Yes.
Yeah, Big O continues to take a leap.
He had a great last game, too, of the play-in, bro. I mean, he had like 30 points. He kept us in the game. Almost helped win us the game, bro. If we can get that from him 80% of the year, we going to be great.
So who starts?
Okay, my starting 5 is this. Trey Young at 1, Dyson Daniels at 2, Zachary Risacher at 3, Jalen Johnson at 4, and Porzingis, interchange.
Which one?
I say Big O and have a full bench. You got Porzingis coming off the bench. You got who else we got? We got Kobe coming off the bench. We got Luke Kennard coming off the bench. You got
Walker.
Walker coming off the bench. That's a full bench right there. I think.
I think Porzingis is gonna start. If he's healthy, Porzingis will start.
I saw on the Atlanta Hawks depth chart that you got Porzingis you got Big O at center. You got Porzingis at power forward. You got JJ at 3. You got Dyson Daniels at 2, and you got Trey at 1. If you pull up the depth chart right now on Atlanta Hawks website, that's the depth chart.
Man, I don't foresee that happening. Like being the consistent starting lineup, they're gonna take Zach out the starting lineup.
I like Zach in the starting lineup.
They're gonna take the rookie #1 overall pick. Now if he comes in, he's struggling, then I could see that. But I don't see them taking him.
I don't see him struggling. I see his game step up a 180 to where it was last year. He almost got Rookie of the Year. And the reason I'm saying that, man, is like he's a foreign player, and he came all the way to Atlanta, Georgia. No family. Family probably came and stayed with him, but that had to be an adjustment, Trey. Remember how I was in Germany on my birthday?
Yeah.
That was miserable. Thanks to
Germany
you.
was great.
For you, it was.
Germany was fantastic.
For me, it wasn't.
Germany was fantastic.
And so just being over there trying to adjust and get used to that culture. Imagine how it was for him.
So look. Hold on. Let me interrupt, man. I'm about to start a new segment, right? We finna give, ladies and gentlemen, we about to give B Rich a spotlight. Yeah, we finna put the spotlight on you, man. We gonna come up with a new segment.
The spotlight was already on me, man.
Well, I mean, right? Well, spotlight is on us. Right now, you got a segment where it's on you.
Okay,
all right, man.
Let's go.
All right, man. Look, you see how sensitive he is, ladies and gentlemen. I thought the spotlight was already on me.
I didn't sound like that. But then look, I ain't gonna say. Now I'm about to say something. Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know what you about to say.
To get on Aaron.
Okay, but look, anyway, talking about Zachary Risacher, right? All right, and so this is gonna be the name of the segment. Look, now sometimes you get it right, and sometimes you might get it wrong.
I got it right.
But this is the name of the segment. What you laughing at, man?
Because I know it's about to be funny.
No, it ain't gonna be funny,
What's
man.
the name of the segment?
Be Rich Ben said that.
Yeah, man. I like that.
All right, man.
Be Rich Ben said that.
Yeah, Be Rich Ben said that.
I like that.
So let the ladies and gentlemen out there know what Be Rich Ben said about Zachary Risacher and where he headed to.
I've been said Zachary Risacher is gonna be an all-star for the Hawks. He gonna blossom into something special. Just like I've been said, Dyson Daniels is gonna be like a lesser version of Ben Simmons, which he's almost becoming better than Ben Simmons in my opinion. Ben Simmons was a great player. Hey, and I heard, I wouldn't be mad at this at all. I hope the Hawks make a push for Ben Simmons and get him on our bench. I would be happy with that move.
Keep going down the line. What else you been said?
I've been said that we broke the Falcons' curse. I think we was a year off.
We talking about Hawks right now.
Okay, well, I've been said Dominique should have won the dunk contest in 1988. Ben said that.
Listen, okay. Let me give you the rules for the segment,
All right?
right?
Go ahead.
Okay. So definitely, I love the way I've been said that. That's the way it need to go. But stick to the topic at hand. I thought you were gonna say, I've been said Trey Young wasn't leaving Atlanta. I've been said
that shit too.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I've been said Zachary Risacher was the #1 pick overall, and he definitely gonna be a Hawk All-Star, and he definitely gonna contribute this year, and he definitely gonna be almost 20 points a game.
Okay.
This year.
All right.
Now, what you been said?
Man, no, it's your segment. I'm letting you go. I'm giving.
I
threw you the lob. I threw you the lob. That waiting on you to dunk it.
I just did my 360.
So you ain't been said nothing about Trey Young. So you just live all the stuff you said about Trey Young.
I been said Trey Young not going nowhere.
Well, say it.
Well, Trey Young not going nowhere. They just built the team around him. And he gonna sign a max contract for the super max deal.
See, man, look, that's the first time we ever did it. So now the next time we do it, you're going to be ready. You already know where to go with it, man. There you go, man. Be Rich Ben said that.
I been said that shit.
So look, oh boy, you just going to throw extra on it, huh?
Yeah.
You just going to throw
Put some stank on it.
Okay. Okay. All right. Shout out to 3 Stacks. You know, that's what they used to always say. You know, got to put some stank on it. You know what I'm saying? But look, speaking of things people been said, so I don't know if you saw this, right? One of your and this is what he said. He wasn't talking about our player specifically. I don't think he called our player out because I think he respects our player. I think he was talking about moving in the future, but it's a talking point based off our star player, number 11. Mm-hmm. Did you hear what Kevin Durant said about point guards?
I did. I think I saw it on our group chat.
Kevin Durant came out and said, "Yeah, I put it in the chat." Kevin Durant said on LeBron and Steve Nash's podcast that he believes the 6'2" and like any guards and point guards under 6'2" is about to become obsolete, or they won't be as important to a team moving forward because of the way that teams choose to attack those size players. Give me your thoughts on that.
I mean, he's got a point. You know, like I don't think he was talking about Trey Young.
Of course not.
But I think he's just talking about being the main focal guy. The guy like the Steph Curry is like one of the focal points on the team. Trey Young's one of the focal points on the team. It seems to be moving back to the post guy. Those guys are very important to the team. It seems like, you know, the small forwards, the power forwards, you know, those are the guys that's taking over the league. What's Shea? Shea a 2 or a 3?
He's a point guard.
Shea's a point? Boy, he's a tall point guard.
And that's so. Not to cut you off, but I'll let you jump back in. That's what Kevin Durant was talking about. Not so much the emphasis being put on other positions, but the way basketball is played and so much switching and the way they go now and they attack certain players, especially in a playoff series, where you say everything now for 7 potential games is geared up with this team. Everything we do is for this specific team. So now we coming down attacking this same player. Every chance we get, we coming down trying to get us a switch to Trey Young or somebody Trey Young size or Jalen Brunson. We're not gonna let you sit over there and guard a man who we don't think is gonna score. No, we actively trying to get you into action to where we can attack you.
Wow.
And so that's what he's saying. So I mean, how do you feel? You know, that relates to our team with us having a smaller guard, which has been what I think they're trying to build a defensive unit around Trey Young, which we've been saying he needs more size. When you look at Porzingis, when you look at Jalen Johnson, when you look at Dyson Daniels, you look at Zach. Zach almost 6'10". Risacher, he almost 6'10".
Dyson Daniels tall. I didn't realize he was that tall. 6'7".
So when you look at the players they putting around Trey, I think they're trying to hide that deficiency. But I want to know what you thought, because that could be looked at by all teams who have guards under 6'2", the New York Knicks, the Grizzlies. But I mean, Ja Morant jumps out the gym, so he don't even count.
Let me say this: like y'all saw, I got frustrated in the group chat when we played
Come on, the play in.
Yeah.
We played which one? Chicago? Or no, we played the Heat, and we played who was the other
Orlando.
team?
Was it Orlando?
Orlando, and the Heat.
So when we played Orlando, I got frustrated. I was like, Trey too small. Trey too small, man. Like he can't jump high enough to get. Like I just saw how they just double teamed him, triple teamed him. How they just really bullied him. You understand? And so that's when I was like, man, Trey too small, man. Luka wouldn't have had this issue. You know, all of the bigger guards, they wouldn't have had those issues. But I did remember, when Trey got a team around him, man, he can get you there. Like I don't feel he can't get you there. He can get you there, and he can put up MVP type numbers, but he needs help with it. He can't do it. He can't take over. He can take over by himself with a lot of dribbling, a lot of passing, a lot of lobs, a lot of threes. But he works super hard to get a basket. Some of these guys don't work as hard as him, and that's what I was meaning. So KD got a point. He sees something that he plays the game. He knows how people attack things, so he's seeing something that we don't see. And I think he's pretty much right on with that.
Yeah, well, moving forward, I know there are a lot of young men out there who heard that, and I'm sure that probably frustrated them, or they gonna use it as motivation to try to prove KD wrong. But I immediately put it in our group chat because it does relate to our team. Because our team leader is he 6 foot? I mean, they have him ranked at 6'1", maybe 6'2". I'm not sure. You met him.
I mean, he's definitely about 6'2". How tall are you?
So you think he's taller than me?
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
He about your height, a little bit taller.
Okay.
He about your height, a little bit taller. I've definitely stood around. He's got a slimmer physique than you, but yeah.
Okay.
You heard the little, yeah.
It's all good. I mean, hey, man, the man a pro athlete, as he should. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, look, let's move away from that. Shout out to the Hawks, man. Oh, and let's pray. Like, I know everyone's excited about this unprotected lottery pick.
Oh, yeah.
Let's pray that it turns into something, because if Derek Queen goes down to New Orleans and balls, and if Zion stays healthy, and with DeJounte Murray coming back healthy,
they got a decent team.
Who knows?
But explain this.
Who knows? I've been seeing Spurs fans losing their mind right now. Like, at the moves the Hawks making, they saying they might as well just throw those picks away. They might as well just figure out how to.
That's crazy. That's
you never know how things gonna turn out.
So look, explain this to him, man. So we have a choice of a lottery pick next year, and it's between Milwaukee Bucks and the Jazz pick or the Pelicans pick.
Yeah, Milwaukee, please trade Giannis.
Yeah,
get rid of Giannis, please. Please,
whoever has the higher lottery pick, that's what pick we get. So
please get rid of Giannis. If
it's like the number one pick Milwaukee Bucks get, we will get it. If it's the Pelicans that get the number one lottery pick, we get it. So whatever's one closer to number one, that's what we get.
Get rid of Giannis.
That's unheard of.
Because as long as they got Giannis, I don't foresee them being in the lottery. That's just me.
Hey, look,
I see them being at worst middle of the pack.
So
as long as they have Giannis on their team.
So speaking of Giannis, I got an explosive question for you. Who would you trade from the Atlanta Hawks and picks to get Giannis right now?
And picks?
Yes. Because we do have the Bucks pick, by the way.
Jalen Johnson and Zachary Risacher.
And their number one pick that we have?
Would I give up the number one pick as well? You gotta give up something to get Giannis. Like, if I had to make that trade, I'd give up Jalen Johnson. And I know people gonna be like, boy, he said it so quickly, like he doesn't like Jalen Johnson. I'm just saying, if I can replace him with a Giannis, with a league MVP, with a champion, with a player who's very durable, then I'm gonna do it. I've seen some people say they would rather give up Dyson Daniels because he has the big contract coming up instead of Zachary Risacher. But the defensive prowess that we get from Dyson Daniels, I at least know exactly what I'm getting out of him. We're basing Zach's projection off of potential, and so since I don't know exactly what that potential may or may not be, I know what Dyson Daniels is, at least as a defender. I'm keeping him if I can. And yeah, man, JJ and Zach, or give up Big O.
I'd rather give up Big O
and Jalen Johnson.
I like that.
I mean, you're gonna have
it's unproven. It's unproven.
Giannis would play the 4. Like he would play. Like if that's what you're doing now, it's a whole lot of things going to whether it should be made. But we talk if it does happen, we're talking hypothetically. If it was going to happen and you had to give some players up, and there's a lot of people out there who don't want Giannis. There are people like, man, the spacing ain't gonna be this,
years old.
And the spacing ain't gonna be that. Man, Giannis is a proven champion. He's an MVP. You can feel however you want to feel about him. You can say he has this deficiency that you won't be able to shoot. You won't be able to do this, and that. The Hawks ain't been lighting it up from 3 anyway, man. Give me Giannis because he's going to add to the defense. He's going to be able to score. He's going to give you even more scoring in the paint. Like, hey, man, give me Giannis, man.
I can see that. I don't want to lose Risacher. I think something special in him.
Yeah, I mean, you say you been said that.
I've been said that. And I'm been saying this. I think he could possibly. Never mind, I ain't gonna say that.
No, go ahead, dog. Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump all the way off the porch with it. Go ahead.
Let me jump off the porch.
Go ahead.
With the right work ethic, if he puts in the work, he could be a future MVP. Look at his face. He looked down and to the right and back to the left. Now what you got to say about that?
I pray that can happen. I don't see the skill set for that happening.
So I'm going to tell you what. They did a comparison on ESPN. I know you hate comparisons. I know you hate that.
The person you comparing them to is not even an MVP.
Who? Who am I about to say?
You about to say Tatum. You said it on the other episode.
Yes.
Tatum's not an MVP either.
You don't think he was almost
Look,
MVP?
and I love Tatum.
He was the MVP of the finals.
Look, listen. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't?
No,
Jaylen Brown
was.
Oh.
But and I love Tatum. So all y'all out there, just so y'all know, I'm the one at the table who actually likes Tatum. B. Rich doesn't like Tatum.
I never say I like Tatum.
I think it's that light skin hate.
Hold on, man. How you gonna say
I think it's that light. You feel like it only be one popping light skinned brother at a time, huh?
Bro. Go ahead. There you go. What we learned today? What have we learned today? Recap.
Bro, do I need to find the clips and edit them into this episode where you talk bad about Jason Tatum?
Yes.
Jason Tatum ain't got no dog in him, dog. You said this.
I don't recall.
Okay.
I remember I said Durant ain't got no dog.
No, you said it.
Hey, well, look, Jason Tatum proved that he had dog in him by winning the chip.
But listen, anyway, you know, I hate comparisons. I hate comparisons of players. This young man has only played 1 year. Let the man grow. These unfair comparisons they put on him. I'm not even saying you, but I'll say this. I pray he does become an MVP. I pray Zachary Risacher.
I think he has potential.
Okay, what in his game has shown you MVP? Like what part of his game?
He can dribble. He can create out the shot.
Oh my God, this man said.
Let me talk. He can create shots off his dribble. He can dunk. He can catch the oop. He can shoot the 3, and he can play defense. And if you get past that, he gonna pack that shit for sure.
Bro, let me tell you something.
All around game.
Hold on.
3D
hold on.
Shot creator.
So you said he can dribble.
Okay, shot create.
No.
No, hold on.
No,
you be holding me in my words.
Let me go by what you said.
No, let's take it back.
You said he can dribble.
No.
You say he can dunk.
Bro.
No, hold on, bro. Let me go. You say he can dribble. You say he can dunk. You say he can block a shot. You just named every damn NBA player that's in the league.
Trey can't dunk.
The man can dunk. He just don't dunk in the game. And I've been saying that.
Look, man, look. He's a very good shot. He's a very good shot creator. He's a very good defender.
Is he?
Yes.
Kyrie Irving is a very good shot creator.
I'm telling you, Zachary Risacher is as well.
Boy, tell me the game that you saw that type of talent.
Did you see when he bounced the ball, came in, and then dunked on somebody? Did you see that?
Hold on. When he bounced the ball and then dunked on somebody, something that 99% of NBA players can't do.
No, not what he did.
Hey,
not what
Zach,
he did. I wish I could like rewind it in my head.
Let me tell you
show
something,
it to y'all.
Zach.
But he was like coming from like the top of the 3-point line. He put a couple dribble moves in, backed out, came in and just bammed it on somebody. And I was like, damn, Risacher can do that? I was like, oh shit. The Hawks in for something right now, boy.
Okay. So look,
sure.
I pray he does become MVP. So you can say I've been said that.
I've been said
but
that.
Hey, listen, all you fathers and all you mothers out there who have young men and some young ladies out there who want to be basketball stars, let me give you B. Rich's keys to success to making it to the NBA or WNBA. You have to dribble. Mm-hmm. If you can dunk or shoot the ball, you have a chance to be an MVP.
I didn't say that.
That's all it takes. All it takes is learning how to dribble and dunk, shoot the ball, and block a shot, and you are MVP.
So you telling me?
God.
You telling me?
My God.
Hold on, bro. You just being too literal, bro. He's good.
You said it.
Okay, let me clear.
I said, tell me what makes him a future MVP.
Like I said, man, he comes from a lawyer background, so he holds my words to the T.
Bro,
so let me clarify.
You said it. I asked you to give us some reason. Hold on.
Can I
asked you to give it. I asked you to give us some
let me
reasons.
rephrase it. I forgot. I'm talking to you.
Dog, you talking to everybody else who's thinking what I just said.
So look, he has very good dribbling skills. He can create.
He has handles. He has good handles.
He got good handles to where he can create a shot. You just can't have good handles because you may get scared and fumble the ball up in a real game. In game situations, he has very good handles to where he can drive to the basket and bam on your ass. All right, that's number one. He also can move around the picks, catch and shoot, and actually hit the three in someone's face. His very first shot in the NBA was a three-pointer that he made. First game. What's so funny? Hey, you always laughing.
Because this is comical.
What's comical?
But go ahead.
Because I'm talking about Risacher.
Because 99% of NBA players can do what you're saying. Okay, so you're
saying 99% of the NBA players can hit their first shot is a three-pointer. No, that's not correct. Their first shot is 9 times out of 10
this man's first shot was a three.
Yes.
If the man's first shot was a dunk, you would say, boy, his first shot was a dunk.
Matt Ryan's first pass was a touchdown. That's big. Zachary Risacher's first NBA shot was a three-pointer off the right-hand three. I like that. That's a great sign to me. That's a great start. A great start. So why are you hating? You want some haterade? You need some more? You want to drink what Doug was drinking on?
So, like, are you like a limbo? Have you ever been a limbo champ?
I don't know what that is.
You know they do the limbo.
I've never done that in my life. You've done that?
But you know what? Yeah, man. Everybody's done the limbo at some party when they were kids. They had a bar. People go by and do the limbo. Everybody's done the limbo.
I think Aaron was doing the limbo.
Everybody's done the limbo. Well, the reason I asked you that is because your bar is so low. Your bar is so low for what it takes to be an MVP. You have to be a limbo champ to get under that low bar that you have over yours. Man, that is a low bar. All you have to do is hit your first shot is a three, and you can be an MVP.
I didn't say that.
First told to you from B.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that though. You put words in my mouth.
All you out there.
Bro,
if you hit a 3-point shot, if your first shot is a 3-point shot, it don't matter if it's your first time in the league, your first game, your first quarter. It don't matter. You can be an MVP.
None of that.
You can be an MVP. Let me tell you. How the hell? How in the hell did Giannis become an MVP when his first shot was not a three? How in good Lord's name did he do it? How did Jokic do it when his first shot was not a three?
How do you know that?
How did SGA do it when his first shot was not a three?
How do you know these things?
How did Akeem Olajuwon do it?
Hey, man.
How did Kareem Moses Malone shall I go
y'all
down the line?
Y'all are able to witness this. I have not said because you hit your first shot is a three that
you said that's
MVP.
A good sign.
I'm talking about for us, for Zachary. I'm talking about for Zachary. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
When you say he's a future MVP. But anyway, man, let's move on. I just wanted to give you a hard time because your bar is so low.
My bar
limbo
is high.
Champ. Limbo champ.
I'm not no limbo champ.
Limbo champion.
I'm the pole vault champ. That's how high my bar is.
You're a pole champ.
The pole vault champ.
Okay. You're a pole champ.
Look at him, man.
Okay.
What is this man talking about?
All right, man. Listen, let's move on, man. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks, man. The new GM. Hey, man, he making some moves. They giving, like, people are talking good about the Hawks.
You talking about DJ Smalls' brother?
Okay.
He looked just like DJ Smalls. They look like he'd be his dad or brother.
Man, he does not. But how young do you think Smalls is?
I just still vision 2007 Smalls.
Man, shout out to Smalls because when we did our first live event, Smalls fell through and supported
DJ
us.
Smalls, thank you.
Yeah, Smalls fell through
like that.
and supported us. So look, now that we talked about something current when it comes to our Hawks, hold on. Let me throw on something as we talk about our.
Oh, what?
Let me throw it on for y'all, man.
What in the heck?
Let me throw it on for y'all.
Oh, you got
Y'all
the
see
bling.
it?
You got the bling.
Y'all see it? Let's talk about these Atlanta Braves.
Man, we went to the Braves game last night, bro. We got beat. Bryce Elder embarrassed us.
So that
man.
just means you went to a Braves game because we've been doing that pretty regularly this season.
Man, Bryce Elder, man, he sucks. He gave up like he just slapped. They slapped
You
like
say the man sucks.
because he just gave. He just slapping them out. He just throwing them. They can slap them on out. I ain't gonna lie to them. The picture that the Angels. Man, that man had a knuckle curve.
Hey man, did Trout play?
Yeah, Trout played. Look, this dude had a knuckle curve at about 83, and he had a slider at 98. Imagine trying to hit a 98 mile per hour ball, and then he hits you up with an 83 knuckle curve.
Okay.
Dude, I want him.
Okay, cool. Shout out to the dude that throw the knuckle curve. Because you can throw a baseball, you're on your way to an MVP. By B. Richard Standards. Oh,
I didn't say that.
The fact that you have a glove. Yeah, the fact that
Man,
you,
why
the
the
fact,
man? All right, go
the
ahead.
fact
You got
that
it.
you have a glove,
You got it.
some cleats and a uniform, you on your and a hat. But look, we're gonna throw up the chain. I don't think Doug saw it. How you like that, Doug? Man, we out here rocking that thing. We out here rocking that thing.
I like
but look,
that. Can
I
I
want to
have that?
ask you a question.
Go ahead.
With the state of where the Braves are right now,
Yes.
should the Atlanta Braves move on from Brian Snicker?
Man, he got us a chip. Nah, man. He get it just on GP. He want us a chip. We got a chance to go to a parade. I went to the parade. I had a good time watching us hoist the world championship before our city, man. So nah, man, give him a shot. At least let him finish the season. Cause they trying to get rid of the man. Now, he been making some bonehead plays, though. I ain't gonna lie, some moves. But just for the benefit of the doubt, you brought us a chip to the city, man. He gets the benefit of the doubt. If Dan Quinn would have brought us a chip, he would have got the benefit of the doubt, man.
Okay, look, I'm gonna take the opposite side of it just for the sake of argument. I say yes, go ahead and move on. Let's keep the chain going. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's get somebody. And I'm gonna tell you why, right? I'm gonna tell you why. Shout out to Double A. Shout out to Alex Anthopoulos, right?
I like Double A.
Like shout out to him. But I will say this: that World Series team who won it a few years ago, we are nowhere near that team. That team was lightning in a bottle for one.
We just said that yesterday. Go ahead.
That team was lightning in a bottle. You're not gonna have like your best player go down in many situations.
Best player.
And then
sure.
you had other injuries, and then where it looked like the season was over, but then they went and got 3 guys who could replace the production of one guy in places here and there, and the timely hits, man. The pearls that were being thrown up. Soler, Rosario, like all the different plays that were made by these players.
Ball,
like that same aura is not in the clubhouse. That was lightning in the bottle. So
Freddie?
Of course, Freddie. Of course, Swanson. So, you know what I'm saying? What was it? Denard. Is Denard, I can't remember. Is Denard still? Did we move on from Denard? Our old catcher.
I think he's gone.
Right?
Travis Denard.
So this is what I'm saying. At some point, the collection of players that we do have, who our star guy, he wasn't a part of that World Series run. We lost Coach Washington. So that same aura now in the building, it's time for somebody to bring in something fresh, something new, who can help guide these new. Olsen wasn't on that team. Acuna didn't play on that team. You know what I'm saying?
You keep saying Washington.
Michael Harris. Yeah,
he was a key part.
Yeah, our old third base coach, man.
You keep
Yeah,
saying him. I mean, like I've heard you say his name a lot of times.
Man, he was very key in player development. He was very key in relationships. He was very key in coaching decisions and different things that was made. The man been in the league for the longest. You know what I mean? And he's a very, very well-respected coach. No, I can't. I don't know who should be the head coach. So let me just say that. I don't have any thoughts on who the head coach should be. I'm just speaking, playing devil's advocate. Sometimes you got to move on. Sometimes you just got to say, you know what, it's time to just rip the Band-Aid on off.
So you don't think he should get a chance for bringing the city, your heart, the Atlanta Braves, bringing a chip to the A-Town? You don't think he should get a pass?
Let me tell you this, and this is a whole different sport, but let me tell you this, and it doesn't work all the time, but I'll tell you this. Philadelphia Eagles won a championship in 17, or was it 18? One of the 17, 18, 17 or 18.
They got rid of Peterson.
They got rid of Doug Peterson. They just won one last year, this past season. So
that makes sense.
Sometimes you just got to move on. And I think with Snicker, I think just the whole vibe, I think they need something new.
I got one for you. And this is off topic, but it's still moving on. Do you feel that the New England Patriots should have moved on from Tom Brady? After all that he's done for that organization.
You know what? I'm in a good Atlanta vibe, and you got to bring up Tom stinking Brady. I don't want to have a discussion about Tom Brady, man.
All right, go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? He got moved on from, just like Joe Montana got moved on from. But have to answer the question, no, Bill Belichick made a mistake. They probably could have won some more. No, he wanted to prove he could do it without Brady, and he didn't. But back to the Braves. Yeah, I think they should go ahead and move on from Snick. It's time to bring in some new life. It's time to bring in a jolt of energy. It's time to go ahead and put the jumper cables on that bad boy, get that thing ignited so we can be around here throwing up chain. Hold on, I think this bad boy even light up. Boy, so we can even be throwing up chain. We can even be throwing up chain.
See that?
Man, hey, man, shout out to
light
my boy.
Again.
Shout out to my boy Sailing, man.
Can I have that? Can I have that?
No, you can't have this one.
Let me get that one. Why you ain't give me one? Oh, it blinks?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, look, on behalf of the break, boy, look at that boy with the hat and the chain. What? I almost feel like a rapper.
You getting back flashbacks? You was a successful rapper. You got a song with Meek Mill and T.I. and, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you. So, you getting those feelings back?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh. I got a clip. I can play people.
No, I'll pass. I'll pass. Right. You know what I'm saying? But just like I fired that guy, it's time for them to move on from Snick.
You know
it's time for them to put a jolt of energy in it. Yes, he helped bring a championship, but guess what? So did Freddie. They moved on from him.
Yep.
Swanson, they moved on from him. We can go down the line. We can go down the line of players. Yeah, we go down the line of players who got moved on from, but yet we holding on to Snick because he helped that he did. Shout out to Snick, man. Snick, shout out to you. Thank you for everything you did for the city of Atlanta. But I'm saying if they cannot right the ship and keep that thing steady against rocky waters, it's time to move on. And look, it's not my job to know exactly who they should hire. I trust AA, that he'll find the right person.
I like AA, but listen, I am kind of upset with Snick for how he handled the Ronald Acuna Jr. thing. Where Ronald had spoke out about one of the players didn't run out a hit, and he treated Ronald differently than how he did that. So that kind of like I think it's some tension. I think Ronald cool. He cool as hell, and he probably let it go, but I think it bothered him inside, and it may offend some of the other Latino players on the team, man, because they're going to rock with Ronald. Players going to rock with players. So it may be something going on with that, man. We may need a fresh, new energy, but I'm just saying the reason I would keep him in is because he brought us the chip. But sometimes a fresh, new face, a fresh, new jump start, like you say, put the cables on it, could help everything out because the talent there. I mean, just we not even a couple years past the most home run hitting team ever in the major league. So,
well, let me say this. I don't think Snick is the reason people not hitting with players in scoring position.
Could be the attitude, though.
No, I mean, I don't think Snick is the reason people not hitting. So I'm not going to put every last thing on Snick, but I will say sometimes when it's not working, sometimes you just got to move on, man. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just got to move on. The way I make decisions, I look at things like if I know there's a certainty in one way, okay, I have 2 roles to go. It's a certainty here. and then there's an uncertain role over here. If I already know what the certainty is and I'm not satisfied with what that certainty is, fuck it. I'm gonna take the uncertain role.
You know
that's just
I like your point. I like your take. Nah, your take.
Like if I'm not happy with what the certainty is, then I say, you know what? I know I don't like that. So I don't know. It could get worse if I do this, but
I say
just try.
I say this. You twisted my arm to agree to your point, but I will compromise. I will compromise.
You don't gotta agree.
I will.
If you want to keep Sneak,
listen.
Keep him.
Let me talk. I compromise. At least keep him for the rest of the season, and at the end of the season.
Who said they gonna cut him now?
I mean, that's what people want.
I didn't say that.
Yeah. I mean, I know you didn't say that, but I've seen people say, get rid of this man now. Right now.
Hey, look. You wanted to fire Arthur Smith after the first game.
I don't like him to this day. They should have. And we wouldn't have been wrong. They should have. It was a waste of time. He wasted our time, bro. He had me believing that Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota was going to be the savior and help us get to the playoffs.
No, you had yourself
I believe that shit.
You had yourself
You did too because you bought season tickets.
Bro, we got season tickets
regardless. It don't matter. You still pay for them.
Yeah. Okay, it don't have nothing to do with Mariota.
You don't want to see him win?
Because actually, man, that's a good time that me and my wife get to kick it.
Okay, man. What can I say to that?
I'm just telling you what it is.
I'm just saying.
What you want me to say?
So you didn't buy into they was going to win?
No, I didn't.
They had Calais Campbell believing they was going to win. He signed with us. He said that.
You know what? I said, we going to get us 11 wins. I was trying to be optimistic.
And why we did? Because of the quarterback. Our defense was there. The defense quarterback was tired. He was fire. What was that defensive guy name?
But anyway, look, man. Let me bring something up. Let me take it totally away from the Falcons. So, man, I was watching a clip, right? I thought this was very interesting, man. On SGA, man. Shout out to old Shea Gill, right? The league MVP, the champion.
Shout out to him, man.
I was watching something that he did that people say saved the league, and it caused a very explosive moment, as we talking about explosive moments, right?
Okay.
The Golden State Warriors were playing the Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay.
And it got down to the end of the game.
Okay.
They take the ball out. They had a chance to potentially hit a shot and win. Draymond dribbles down, and a tall, young Ricky makes a defensive play, knocks the ball out of Draymond's hands, and makes it to where the Warriors have to go to overtime in this game. That young Ricky was Shea Gill.
Okay.
Well, when the ball got knocked out of Draymond's hand, that's when Kevin Durant clapped at him and said, "Pass the ball." Draymond then called KD a bitch. And that's when they got into it on the bench.
So Shea is the reason.
And that resulted
in the whole breakup of the Golden State
Kevin Durant leaving. We know they still rock with each other.
Oh,
but
man.
that's the argument. So it was funny watching that somebody went back and pinpointed that it was Shea Gill who knocked the ball away from Draymond that caused the argument between him and Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, right? So I just think that's funny that the now MVP, that was the start of his championship right there. That was the start of Shea Gill winning the championship right there because the Warriors got dismantled.
Watch this. And he ended up playing for the Oklahoma City Thunder, which KD was right there to clap it off on Draymond. It all circles to OKC.
Yeah, man. So, man, do you remember that moment, man? Do you remember Draymond?
No, I remember. I don't
KD
remember that moment.
Hey,
look, please put it in the clip when you clip this. I don't remember that moment, but I remember them having a beef. And it's funny that SGA sparked that moment. Didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah, man. Of course, I mean, this a moment that everybody knows about. Yeah. You know what I mean? This a famous moment that everybody knows about. They get into it. Draymond goes off on Kevin Durant, calls him out his name, tells him, "We won before you." Ooh, you know what I mean? He said,
we need a guy like that on the house.
Okay.
He don't give a F.
No, he don't, but he's also the one who called Kevin Durant from the parking lot when they lost to LeBron and told him that we need you to come to Golden State. So, I mean, we have to throw that
but let me say this, though.
in there as well.
Let me say this, though. But
how soon we forget?
Listen, KD a bitch.
Hold on.
I'm just saying, every team he go to,
we're not doing that on this podcast.
Watch
we not listen. We're not gonna call players those kind of names.
KD
somebody had to say something else personal.
KD sensitive.
Good Lord.
Every team he go to is a problem. Watch what happened in Houston. Mark my words.
Every team he go to, there's not a problem.
Yes, it is. Name one. Okay. It was a problem in Brooklyn.
What part? He didn't have any problems in Brooklyn.
It was rumblings.
Kevin Durant didn't have any. Where?
Why they got rid of him?
Dog, man, let me tell you, James Harden was gone and Kyrie was gone. Why do you think Kevin Durant wanted to be there?
You don't think
he had a problem with the organization, not the players?
No, they had a problem. There was some rift going on. Why
okay,
who? I don't know.
Oh, no, don't say it if you don't know who.
Okay, bro. Don't
hit me with the bro.
It was rumors, just like it was rumors in
I never heard those rumors.
You ain't hear the rumors in Phoenix?
I heard that a bunch of them had some issues. That the whole locker room.
Everywhere stuff. KD go, it's a problem.
I never heard.
All right, watch this. Watch Houston. Only time to tell.
Kevin Durant, there were no issues in OKC. There were no issues in Golden State. Out of Draymond went off on Kevin Durant.
Issues in Golden State. You just said it was.
Not from Kevin Durant's side. Draymond the one went off on him.
Why do you think he went off?
Because Kevin Durant said, hey, man, get a ball up.
It was KD's fault.
How was that his fault for telling him what was right? Get a ball up, Draymond. In this situation,
Draymond is a point center, bro.
Dog, he's not the guy to take it down and make the shot on his own. He just dribbled down on his own.
KD shouldn't have been so demanding. It wasn't his team.
It was his team. At that time, he was 2 Finals MVPs.
Never was his team.
2 Finals MVPs.
It never was his team.
Like when you break it, yes, Steph. But when you break it down, it showed one Draymond's.
I ain't say that. But Draymond the heart of that team.
It showed one Draymond's. No, Steph the heart of the team.
No, Draymond is.
Steph is.
They both are.
When you take Steph out, Draymond won't even matter.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even trying to crap on him as a basketball player. I'm just telling you what, and I think Draymond even feels that way about Steph. Of course, we know what Draymond is great. I think Draymond gets like, I think people talk about him in a way that's not as flattering as it should be. I think Draymond is a much better and a much greater player than he gets credit for. But man, to say Kevin Durant,
something up with dude, bro.
Man,
I can't figure it out. He talented. He can get you buckets, but it's something wrong with him and other players.
How? I don't hear anything with him and other players.
So you ain't hear all the stuff about Phoenix, about they didn't like the dude?
Nobody said they didn't like Kevin Durant.
Man,
I didn't hear that.
Him and Booker had some issues that I heard. Him and Chris Paul had some issues that I heard.
Chris Paul, man, I never heard him and Chris Paul had some issues. I heard these things
in the rumors. I can't recall what they was, but it was some rumors.
I never heard that rumor.
Why he ain't stayed at one team if he's so
I never heard that rumor.
Steph
LeBron ain't never stayed at one team since he's so great.
LeBron's a hoe hopper.
Wow, boy, you really going there with the names today?
Not. I mean, he hop. They call LeBron a team.
You called a man a hoe hopper. Like, come on, bro.
What?
Dog.
Am I lying?
Dog.
Am I lying?
Listen, though. I'm going to just give you my perspective.
All right.
We can joke. We can even clown certain things the players do.
I'm not dogging.
Hold on.
I'm not disrespecting LeBron.
Hold on. We not going to call these players bitches and hoes.
I didn't call LeBron a hoe.
You just said the man's a hoe hopper. And you call Kevin Durant a bitch.
So I can agree with what you're saying about
Kevin. I see how you be getting into it in real life. I see, you are oblivious to the fact, like
you ain't even let me finish.
You really oblivious to the fact.
You don't let me finish. I disrespected KD. Cool, I see what you're saying. I could work on that. But I didn't disrespect LeBron. He's a team whore. He jumps from team to team. That's what he does. He left Cleveland, went to Miami, did that, came back to Cleveland.
Boy, you something else.
I'm telling the truth.
Hey, man.
If I'm lying, put it in the comments.
Hey, I'm about to back up off of it, man. Just know the thoughts shared on this podcast today from B Rich's side of the table are his and his only.
Hey, man. Hey.
Wow.
With KD, man, I don't know. Like when Lou Will came and explained it, I said, all right, he got a point. But
Lou Will seemed to have a high opinion of him.
And he made me change my thought.
Look at the Olympic team, the way they act and treat the man.
As I said, I thought KD didn't have no dog in him, but obviously he's talented and other players respect him. But I still something about him. It's something about him I don't like. I don't know what it is. I can't put my thumb on it.
He got a little B Rich in him.
See, now you disrespecting me. It's all good.
You say he rub people the wrong way?
Okay, cool. That's
it, man. Maybe he's abrasive.
All right. I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Maybe he's abrasive,
But
man.
Would you agree that it'd be something going on in all this?
I absolutely 100% emphatically do not agree with you.
Okay, well, I mean, the proof's in the pudding. He don't stay at teams very long.
Is the proof in the pudding?
Yes.
Listen.
He didn't stay at Brooklyn a long time. He didn't stay at Golden State a long time.
Kyrie and Harden were gone, bro.
Matter. I'm talking about KD.
Dog, why is he going to stay there when he went to play with Kyrie?
He didn't stay at Golden State long. Them people still there.
This man
he didn't stay at Brooklyn long.
This man went to play with Kyrie.
He didn't stay at OKC
and
long.
Kyrie gone.
He didn't stay at Phoenix long. And he's not going to stay at Houston long.
This man went to go play with Kyrie. And Kyrie not even there. Kyrie, they having an issue. They won't even let Kyrie in the arena as a player, but he can sit courtside as a fan. That's a whole nother subject, which is crazy to me.
KD,
yeah, hold on. They won't even let the man. And KD went there to play with the man. And then you hold that against him.
What did he do wrong? I forgot what Kyrie
He didn't do nothing wrong.
Why they do that to him?
Well, I'm talking about the COVID thing. Like, so, because he didn't want to take the shot.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that was the NBA thing.
The NBA wouldn't let him be in the arena as a player because he didn't have a shot, but he could buy a ticket and sit right there courtside as a fan. Ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Ridiculous,
I forgot about that.
But anyway, man, so what did we learn today, ladies and gentlemen? We have learned that B. Rich Ben said that. Hold on, dog.
I like that.
Wow.
I like that. Because I just feel like you about to take a shot. I'm just defending my...
Dog, when I say the truth about what you said, all of a sudden it's me taking a shot.
No, you take what I said and make it that, and it don't be that. Like I said, Risacher.
You sensitive, man.
I said, I'm not sensitive. What you? How am I being sensitive
you
now?
Sensitive,
I ain't even mad.
You sensitive.
All right. Go ahead.
I told you, man. KD got a little B. Rich in him, man.
I'm glad you see that.
Look, man, this is what y'all don't even want to do it anymore, man. But anyway, man, we came up with a new segment, man.
I like that. I like the segment.
B. Rich Ben said that,
I gotta start
man.
thinking of stuff I've been saying.
Yeah, and moving forward, man, can we not call the players
all right, I
those
apologize,
type of names?
Kevin, Katie. You're not a bitch.
Yeah, man. It's other things that we can say without saying that type of stuff, man.
All right.
That's not who we are.
All right.
All right, we good to go?
Thanks for scolding me. I got you. We good to go.
Do you feel like that was a scolding?
Yes.
Okay.
I got you, though. I agree.
Okay. Man, darn. It must have been tough growing up for you, man.
The only child.
Cause that's what you consider the scolding?
Let's move on.
Cause boy, you grew up in my house, boy. I don't know if you would have survived.
Probably wouldn't.
Cause my scoldings, boy, they were totally different. They were totally different than that. But look, man, we done with this 4th of July episode, man. What you doing for the rest of the 4th?
Shoot, man. I don't have no plans, man. No plans at all. I need to figure something out.
That's
I
terrible.
forgot it was the 4th, to be honest with you.
That's terrible.
What's your plans?
I got all the plans. We gonna cook. We gonna eat.
That sounds good.
And we gonna cook again. And we gonna eat again.
That sounds
good. And then I think I'm gonna sit down and watch Sinners.
You ain't seen it yet?
No, I have not.
It's a good movie.
I have not seen it yet.
I think it may win some awards. Ben said that.
Okay, you stepping into it. There you go, man. I threw you the oop, man. Make sure you dunk it, man. Right. And you're gonna be an MVP. Cause you can dribble. And you can dunk.
I can't dunk.
And you can block a shot.
And I didn't make my
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna tap up out of here, man. Remember, the Waterboy Show, we represent Atlanta because Atlanta represents us. We appreciate you rocking with the #1 sports podcast in the city of Atlanta.
Make sure you subscribe to all our channels, man. Like and comment and share, man, for sure.
Yeah, man. Stay loyal. Stay Atlanta. On behalf of myself, Trey, my partner, B. Rich, the MVP.
Ben said that.
Yeah, Mr. Ben said that. Aaron Pittman. The Waterboy Show, man. We are out.
Kill the camera.